All right, Shivani, let me toss that to you. Bhupathi and Lee-Hesh have been pulling apart instead of pulling together for quite some time now, yet they've been paired up for 4 times during the Olympics. Is it a wise idea to put them together when there is no inherent chemistry left anymore?
Yeah, that's the big question here, because as far as talking about 2 of the best players that the country has right now, yes, it's Lee-Hesh and Mahesh Bhupathi. Their tennis suit each other. They play on respective sides of the court, and they complement each other completely well, even better than one would argue that Lee-Hesh Bopanna would, or perhaps Mahesh and Bopanna would. Of course, Bopanna has shifted his side of the court just to suit his partnership with Mahesh Bhupathi. So the selectors, I've spoken to many of them ever since this headache was on their head, and ever since they sat down in Bangalore as well. They feel that these are the 2 best players. Their tennis suits each other perfectly well. They've performed at the big stage. They don't have that kind of a trust on Rohan Bopanna. They feel he's not delivered or doesn't have the experience at that kind of level. And they feel that for the country, this is what the AITA feels. For the country, the best medal bet is still Lee-Hesh Mahesh. Of course, Mahesh has come out openly and said that if I do play with Lee-Hesh, there is no chance for a medal. So you have to, take into consideration those aspects as well, that when these 2 people have absolutely no camaraderie, no chemistry, no working relationship to speak of, then is it fair and is it wise to send them off? And on this front, they've obviously foregone the chance of sending 2 teams as well. If they do listen to Mahesh and Bopanna, they can actually send 2 teams, Lee-Hesh with somebody else. But they feel Lee-Hesh being the top ranked player, they cannot do that to him.
Okay, Shivani, let's get in Mr. Menon, who's calling in from Kolkata. Mr. Menon, go ahead and share your thoughts with us.
Good afternoon, I'm Venugopal Menon from Kolkata. My view is that Mahesh Bhupathi started playing with pace when he started playing. And what he has become today as a player playing with Bhupathi. And when it comes to representing the country, actually, you don't take your personal professional ideologies and professional ideologies when you are representing country. Country is above professional status, and you shouldn't be bringing things in public domain when it comes to Olympics or international sports when you are representing the country.
All right, Mr. Menon, they're voicing the view of the AITA there, Shivani, saying that Lee and Hesh both have to bury their personal differences when they're representing the country. It's a very high calling and they must really set aside their differences. But Shivani, answer this. Mahesh Bhupathi has in fact come out and said that he has not spoken to Lee-Hesh since November, and that if he's forced to play with him, he will choose to back out of the Olympics. What happens in that scenario? Because AITA says that he's obliged to play if they direct him to do so.
Yes, so the AITA now what has finally happened is that even though Mahesh has continually refused to play with Lee-Hesh, they've written to all players formally in an official manner, and replies are awaited. Of course, in the interview also that we just played out with Mahesh Bhupathi, there is a feeling that there might be a softening of stand from Mahesh's side. So we really cannot speculate as to whether tomorrow, again today, some of the selectors, some of the former players in the selection panel will talk to Mahesh and will try to convince him. We really can't speculate as to whether he will change his mind. There is, like he said, if the government decides to intervene, I won't say no. So what does that mean, So it's very difficult to say what happens. Of course, if Mahesh refuses to play, Bopanna refuses to play, both of them stick to their grounds, the AITA has no option but to send someone like Somdev or Yuki Bhamri with Lee-Hesh, which will be a huge embarrassment, of course, and same so for both these players as well. And of course, the AITA perhaps will suspend these 2 players in that when that happens for a couple of years. So that threat of a suspension, of a ban, whatever you may like to call it, we don't know what kind of a ban it can be and whether it will stop them from playing on the ATP tour, which I doubt it would. So we'll have to wait and see. But so far, I think everything hinges on what Mahesh says. There are a lot of attempts being made for him to make him change his mind.